Okay, fantastic. May I also request all of you to switch on your webcam so that I can see you. Arya, yeah, Ishan, superb. Pirashman, Atul, Vedika. Okay, good. Good to see you guys again after many days. Lovely. This is going to be the last session of this entire module. But trust me, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. So as I said, this is not going to be the end. This is a beginning of a new journey. And in your journey of reaching excellence in financial market, we are always there with you. So no assumption that this is the end of the batch and we are parting away. You are going your way, we are going our way. No, that's not the case. The philosophy of this organization is that we should always be there for you if you need us, whenever you need us. Okay. Now, I want to structure today's discussion in two formats. One is I want you to ask me questions. So let's spend around 45 minutes trying to answer your questions about anything and everything which you want to ask in related to what you have learned or what you are following in market, etc., etc. And last 15 minutes, I'm going to give you a direction of what you need to do from here so that your journey of excellence in stock market continues. Okay, there's a good base building which has happened, and I'm sure you guys want to build your own Burj Khalifa and show to the world that how capable you are. All right. Okay, my voice is low. Let me just try to raise it. So I've reduced my fan. Hello, Om. Welcome. I've reduced my fan, so I hope my voice is fine now. Could you confirm, all of you, that you can hear me? Yes, it's better. Yes, Ishan, Om, thank you so much. Let's go. So what I intend to do is I'm going to pick you guys for queries. This time is going to be different. I'm going to ask you to ask me a question, okay? So let's start with no, don't switch off your webcam. Don't worry, my I'm not going to pick you just because you switch off your webcam. Okay, here we are. So let's start with Vedika. Vedika, let's start with just give me one question. Okay, all of you should remember one question and ask me one question. Okay, let's start with Vedika.
Sure. Actually, I couldn't watch a lot of videos. I'm sorry because I just joined college. My college just started. Um, but the last video I watched was on ratios. So my question is, uh, how do we evaluate companies based on the valuation ratios?
Okay, that's a very good question, Vedika. Vedika, don't worry at all that you are not able to watch the videos. The videos will always be there with you at your disposal. Allocate half an hour, 1 hour a week for
Hmm.
that as part of your discipline. Okay, so until we consider this to be an important life skill, we obviously will not allocate certain time to that skill set. And time is the resource which we all have and we have to plan it, right? The second thing I want to say is that it's important for us to stay in touch with what is happening in the market, to track market and use Stockage or any other platforms where you just, half an hour a day or maybe 15 minutes a day, just go through things like what is happening in the market, equity going up, equity going down, etc. Right? Now, to answer your question, now valuation is a very, very vast subject. Okay. The world has tried to demystify valuation with one single ratio called the price earning multiples PE ratio. Just to explain this for people who have not seen the videos yet, PE ratio is basically price of a stock divided by earning per share. Price is also per share, earnings also per share, which is PE ratio. Higher the P ratio, that means the stock is expensive. That means the stock price is trading way, way higher than its earning, which is the denominator. Lower P ratio means that the stock is cheap. Now, this is this is a very rudimentary explanation to the P ratio, but life doesn't work that way. There is always a relativity regard to anything which we evaluate. Like if I have to evaluate Vedika versus Arya, I will always have a relativity in mind that whether Vedika is giving more time, Vedika is asking better questions, Vedika is appearing for more exams, then I can say that Vedika is better than Arya or vice versa. No preference for any particular student. So there is always a relativity requirement, like in school, in grades, we all have relativity. So P ratio also has to be seen from a relative perspective that if a PE of the same company in the same sector doing the similar business, if there is difference in a PE, why is the difference there, right? A company which is better cannot have a lower PE than the company which is relatively poor in its business practices, in its growth prospect, etc. So one is peer-to-peer comparison. The other thing is every sector has a PE benchmark. FMCG sector will have a different PE. A manufacturing sector will have a different PE. A financial services company will have a different PE. So the benchmark has to be understood, which is called industry PE. Okay. So if you go through stockage, you will see every company, there is a PE of the company and the industry PE is also there. So if a company which is trading below the industry PE, and if there is no problem with the company, then it's a good buy, right? Most of the time, if the company is trading below industry PE, I mean, there's something wrong with the company. Otherwise, market is smart enough to give value to the companies which are good, right? The third aspect is the future growth potential. Higher is the future growth potential, higher is the P, right? So that doesn't mean that high PE company is expensive. No, high PE company can remain expensive for long period of time till the growth is there. If the growth, which is the revenue growth of the business, if the growth slows down, the high PE company will also see corrections. If you follow the market recently, there are a lot of companies which were high PE, expensive companies. They have corrected a lot in recent times. Why? Because there were questions of their future growth potential of those companies, right? So this is a very, very uh, focused definition of PE. But Vedika, this subject is huge. I mean, people do CFAs and other things to actually figure out what is an ideal valuation of a company, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Om.
Yes, sir. So if I have a question, if the PE is below the market PE, the industry PE, then doesn't that mean that stock is undervalued?
Absolutely correct. I mean, you can consider this as a null hypothesis that yes, PE below the industry PE, the stock is undervalued. But then you have to start questioning this. Stock market is all about questioning and asking the right questions. Because always believe that market is correct, market is supreme. If market is not giving higher value to a company, there must be something wrong with the company. That's why the company is at a lower value, right? If suppose you ask relevant questions and you get the answer that no, market is irrational, market is not looking at this aspect of the company. Say for example, again, uh, say Life Insurance Corporation of India. It is trading, it is a listed company. It is trading below PE of industry. Okay. Now, market is looking at the current profitability of the company. And suppose the profitability is going down, the PE is also going down. But Life Insurance Corporation has lot of land. If you go to multiple cities, you see LIC buildings and other. Now, suppose someone comes into the market and say that this land has so much value. Why is market not giving value to the land, right? Because land is ultimately an asset, right? So that thought process may re-rate the company. So the idea of a sound investor is to question the right thing and try to be contrarian in the view which the market is trying to present. I mean, I have given you two conflicting statements. One, market is supreme, it knows the value. Second, market is at times irrational. Okay. Say, for example, Mr. Trump comes tomorrow and say that I'm imposing another 50% tariff on India. What will happen to stock market? It will
Uh,
fall,
yeah.
right? Why it will fall? Because people with a weak heart, they will say, oh, I don't want to invest it. I want to sell, I want to sell, I want to sell, right? And because of liquidity pressure, because of a lot of money now getting sold in market, a market will irrationally fall. And the smarter people will wait like this. Oh, it's falling. Give me, catch. They'll be ready for catch. That's why most of the people who invest at the time of crisis makes most money in stock market. So there was a COVID crisis. People who invested that time made more money. There was dot-com crisis. So every time there is a crisis, an investor is optimistic, trying to find opportunities to invest. You buy when other people are
Selling.
selling, and you sell when other people are
Buying.
buying. That is a mantra of successful investing. All right, Om?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good. Let's go to Soham. Soham Bagal. That's okay. Don't worry, Soham. Really don't have to tell me this. Just ask me any question, yeah? Anything. Let's talk about Mr. Trump. Anything. Stock market is not about the content which has been given to you. Stock market is a habit. It's a way of living. Every morning you get up, you just look at few news, and your mind should try to ask this question that what is the impact of this news? If you are looking at internet and there is some activity, some event, some action which has happened, your mind should ask this question, what is an impact of that? The whole idea of this program was not to make you guys stock market professionals. It is not easy. It took me 20 years to do what I'm doing right now. And a stock market is a function of how much time, how much effort, how much dedication you are giving. The whole idea of this program was to sensitize all of you towards the need of understanding stock market and getting into that groove of knowing and trying to comprehend the impact of every activity in your life with respect to stock market. Okay, so see. Uh, let's uh, let's see who. Yeah, Lasya has asked a question. So let's take that question. I've looked a little into investing, and I get there are different styles like value investing, which Mr. Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett talk about, and momentum investing like Jesse L. Mark Manevani. But since the world keeps changing every day with things like trade wars and new rules, what's the best way for someone my age to follow the market and figure out things? What a beautiful question, Lasha. Very proud of you. Um, uh, because you are very young. Uh, And you have other occupational aspects as well, like you have to study, your academics is also important. Stock market is important, but I think at this stage, academics is far more important than stock market, okay? So you can give only X number of hours in market, right? Uh, Momentum investing expects more number of hours, okay? You cannot do momentum investing just by giving 10 hours, 15 hours a week, right? I am that's my profession of momentum investing. I'm a big follower of Mark Minervini. So I give significant time because you need to be active investor in momentum investing. And Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett is more passive investing, where you're investing in a business, you are not investing in a stock price. So at this stage of your career, um, my kids are also studying with you guys. They're online. I always tell them that this stage of your career, you should learn about businesses. You should learn about long-term investing because your core will become very strong if you learn about businesses, okay? And when you grow up, you maybe 22, 23 plus, when you have more time, or you can probably allocate more time for this activity, then you can go for momentum investing, okay? Abhi, not needed. Focus on investing, and investing of Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett is all about understanding businesses. The more businesses you understand, the better maturity your mind will develop, and you will emerge as a far better professional in life rather than just in stock market. Okay, let's hear. Okay, let's give it to Ishan. Ishan M. We have Ishan Bajaj also, but I'm going to take Ishan M here. Om, could you mute yourself? Yes, Ishan, go ahead. What is the PAT margin of a company? This is a basic question, but that's nonetheless, every question has to be answered. The PAT margin is finally company, if you look at the financial statement of a company, so there is a revenue, which is the sales, minus operating cost, which is the cost incurred directly, and that gives an operating profit. Then there is non-operating cost, uh, after that, there is a profit before tax, and then there is a tax, and there is profit after tax. So profit after tax is the profit finally company has made out of the revenue. And operating margin is basically profit divided by revenue into 100 is the PAT margin. Okay. Higher PAT margin means company generating more profit out of the revenue which the company is getting. Okay. All right, so let's go to my three. My three.
Sir, actually, I have a question apart from this course.
Yeah.
Actually,
Any question is okay. Anything you want to ask, no problem at all.
sir, I'm thinking to build my career into full-time trading.
Okay.
And as per my course, I'm doing data science AI/ML, sir.
Okay.
With that reference, this is useful in this. I have done some research like there are analysis like technical analysis, sentiment analysis, algorithm trading. So I wanted suggestions from you, sir. Like how would I go forward with it? Because I've planned with my course, I can link this in a more better way. I can build my career in this better way.
Absolutely. So, Maitri, we can discuss offline. We will do one-to-one later, and I'll give you a full roadmap, an understanding of what are the different kind of opportunities as a data science student into market. And today's world where AI is dominating everything, it's a new emerging field of using AI to trade financial market. But I think because most of the students here are far younger than you, we will take it offline. Yeah.
Because this course was fully about fundamental analysis of a company, but I want to go into more technical side. So I was asking about.
Definitely. Definitely, I will help you. Not a problem at all.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, let's go to Rutika. Rutika. We have two people here. I believe one is Ruth, another is Ka. Just kidding.
No,
Go ahead.
sir. Her name is Ritika and my name is Tarisha.
Okay, Tariksha. Go for it. What's your question?
So how can we know in the momentum of the chart in trading, like how to keep a trade perfectly without
Wow.
any fail.
Okay, so let's decode your statement. A, how can we know the momentum of a stock? There are methods to know the momentum. What is the momentum? Let's go back many years ago, and let's go to home of Mr. Newton. Okay, and he gave us some amazing studies. You know, you guys know Newton, right? Can someone tell me what did Mr. Newton gave us? Any scientific study you remember Mr. Newton gave us?
Laws
He
of
gave us
motion.
laws of motion, absolutely. So Mr. Newton said that anything which has motion will remain in that motion for some period of time till an opposite force comes and stop that thing in totality. Correct? This was mentioned by Newton or some other scientist?
No, so
Am
it
I
was
right?
mentioned by Newton
That's
only.
correct.
Absolutely. So momentum is exactly derived from there that any stock which has momentum will remain in momentum for some period of time till there is some force which will come and stop that stock's momentum. There are methods to identify momentum. There are technical indicators to identify momentum. I use relative strength indicator, which has been taught in my Learn to Trade series. So maybe you can go through that and you will learn about my method of identifying. Different people have different methods. There is no right and wrong. Whatever suits you, whatever makes you comfortable, you can find a way to identify the when the momentum comes. And again, if you know how to identify momentum, there are methods to know when the momentum is kind of getting tired or terminated. There are methods to do that. In fact, in Stockage, we have developed a tool called Momentum Score, which is actually a derivation of a lot of data. There we calculate the momentum. Just a minute, please. So in Stockage, we have developed this tool where it gives a momentum for a period like 1 month momentum, 3 month momentum, 6 month momentum. So uh, I mean, I hope you have answered the question. Now, the second part of the statement was that accuracy, right? You ask about that how do I find accuracy? I know in stock market, people with understanding of data understand that there is no certainty of anything in life, right? Ultimately, it's a probability. Say I am going from here to my office every day for last 20 years. Can I say for sure that tomorrow morning when I go from my home to office, I will certainly reach office? Can you give me a guarantee it will happen? No, but it is a high probability event that for last 20 years, if every day I have done this and I've reached office, there is a higher probability that I'll reach office, right? But it cannot be certainty, right? That's why we all pray to God. Please, please, please. If everything we know was certain, then we would not have called Almighty God for our rescue. So stock market is a data science. There is a probability of things happening. A sensible market participant calculates the probability and do position sizing accordingly. If it's a high probability bet, large size. If a low probability bet, chotu sa size. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So that I mean, it's a science of understanding probability, etc. I mean, you can learn now, but you can stage it, you can plan it properly, that you will learn. Because as I said, that you guys are young, you have academics also. So trading is a very engaging occupation, and you may actually move out of academics if you start looking at trading so actively. It's like a video game also at times. You know, enjoy that trading piece. So as a youngster, I would suggest focus more on investing, and trading will tend to later also. Yeah. Okay, so there's a question here with sorry. So I have to take this question because the person has generously given us a sorry. How can I distinguish between a market correction and the start of a long-term bear trend? What a beautiful question. I really love the question. Okay, there is no fixed formula for this. Some people have suggested a few formula for this. Like one of the suggestion is that there is a 200-day moving average. Okay, so when market is trading above 200-day moving average, it's fine. Market trading below 200-day moving average, it may get into a bear market. Okay. The other formula is a market falls 20% from the top, whatever the highest point of the market was, a market falls 20% for the top, possibly the market is getting into the bear market. Mathematically, we have done some homework and we have seen that any stock, if it remains within 15% of its 52-week high, like for example, a stock made a 52-week high of say 100, and the stock is still trading at a price of 85. Yes, Om? Om, anything? You raise your hand, anything?
Yes, sir. I had a question about momentum scores.
Okay, I'll definitely ask this question just after the answer. Yeah. Uh, so if the stock is at 100, was made a 52-week high of 100 and the stock corrected and currently trading at 85, it is still in bull market. Okay. But if it goes below 15%, 20% of its 52-week high, possibly the stock has gone into bear market and it's better to get out of that stock. So there is no right and wrong answer. There is no textbook rule defined. It's not a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is not rule. This is experiences of people, and they have suggested a rule which other people are also following. Okay. So I think we are done. Om, I'm giving you one more opportunities to ask one more question.
Yes, sir. Sir, during when how do you calculate the momentum score? Because what's the
Okay,
formula?
different people have different methods. Again, we have calculated based on our understanding of momentum, and that's something proprietary. It's like if you want to know how Coca-Cola is made, only three people in the world knows the formula of Coca-Cola. So it's basically proprietary, so we can't share. But yeah, I mean, it's a combination of uh, price action, momentum indicators, and a bit of how much time that momentum is taking. Typically it's a two-dimension market, right? Price and समय. People always give importance to price, but people don't give importance to समय. So in momentum score, we have tried to integrate both the aspects of market to give you a indicative momentum in a stock.
If it's 60, the momentum score from 61 to 100 is bullish.
Yeah,
What if it's gone to 90 and then it's
that's
fall,
okay.
and then
That's okay.
sort of falling to 80. Started fall. The momentum score is started.
So momentum score is like a traffic light. Okay. Uh, the value of momentum score at that point of time is more important than the trend of the momentum score. Okay. So it is not RSI that RSI going up, momentum is high buy. RSI going down, momentum is slow sell. No, it is not RSI. So just focus on the color, not on the value and the trend of the value. Okay.
Yes. And finally, if you're investing and you look at a 6 month momentum score, do we have to look at a 6 month momentum score, or is it fine to leave it out of our
You have
analysis?
to define investing for me. What is investing for you? What are you doing in
Investing,
investing?
let's say, for 1 year
Yeah, so that then the momentum score
or
is not
asset.
valid. 6 month is for momentum investing. When you are investing in a business. You don't invest in a business for 1 year time frame. You invest in a business for eternity, and you sell when you believe that the business is not doing justice as per your expectation, right? 1 year is no time period. It's like no man's land. 6 months is momentum investing. Lifetime eternity is investing. 1 year is not
Very,
sure what are you doing. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Okay, thanks, Home. Beautiful questions. Really love the questions you're asking. Let's go to Arya. Arya.
Sir, I don't have a really practical doubt, but one thing I wanted to ask was sometimes the companies give good results, but yet the stock prices fall. Like SMU, I'm not sure the bus making company. I heard my dad talk about it that the result was good, yet the stock price fell. So I had a doubt regarding that.
What a beautiful question. Thank you. I just love the kind of questions you guys are asking, and it makes me feel so proud of all of you. Um, so, what is the stock price? Stock price is a function of two aspects. One, the intrinsic value of a business, right? If suppose tomorrow the business will close down, this is the value which you will get, which is classically the net worth of the company. Say, for example, any stock which is worth 2,000 rupees, the stock price intrinsic value is say 800 rupees. Where does the 800 comes from? The total value of the asset minus total value of the liability revaluing the assets, revaluing the liability. Because in books of accounts, in financial statement, the asset can be valued at a cost price. But when you revalue it on market price, the asset prices can be very high. So net worth, as a market value of the net worth or the intrinsic value, is the bare minimum price, which is say 800 rupees. What is rest 1200? Rest 1200 is the speculative value. So intrinsic value, speculative value. What is speculative value? Speculative value is there is a speculation going on that company will perform in this manner. The return, the business will perform in certain manner. And all of us can have our own expectation because future may, you can expect on your own, Lasya can expect on her own, Rutika can expect on her own. All of us have right to expect anything, right? No one gives us a fixed formula for expectation. Stock price, the beauty of stock prices, if it is a 2000 rupee stock, there is a buyer and there is a seller also. Just imagine what a beautiful instrument it is. The buyer believes that this expectation is far beyond what market is right now pricing. The seller believes that the expectation is far lower than what the market is currently pricing. Now, whenever company is about to come out with a result, there is certain expectation from that company. And current market price is as per that expectation. Now, if the result is good, that is already expected. But if the result is below the expected result, that is disappointment. Example, if the revenue has grown by 20% on a standalone basis, what a lovely news. But the expectation was it should have grown by 22%. The company has underperformed. So the stock price, which has already gone up because of 22% expectation, is correcting to current performance, which is 20% performance. Sure. So trading just on the basis of result is the worst thing one can do because results ke baad mein, there could be realignment of expectation between both the buyer and as well as the seller. All right, let's go to Inayata.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, actually, I do not have any specific question as of now because due to my college, I could not really keep in touch with the videos for quite a while.
Not a problem. I mean, I'm always available. And what I will do is, because I see that a lot of you may continue with your learning journey of market. Some of you may revisit it later. Do not hesitate to connect with us again whenever you are revisiting this, okay? You don't have to really believe that the course is ended. No, we are always there. What I will do is I'll continue to keep this WhatsApp group, right? So that you guys can ask questions or stay in touch. We will keep on doing once in a while this kind of a Zoom call so that if you can attend and at least you can hear things which has been discussed in these calls, okay? These Zoom calls, right? But, Anata, please give some time, make a calendar, allocate half an hour, 1 hour, or maybe 2 hours a week. Because this is very important part of your future. Your career is important, but consider this to be as an attachment to your career. Look at this young chap, Om, asking very complicated questions with me, and because he's really want to do this. So if you all want, we can do it, right? Just have to plan our time. ठीक है, Pahal. Yes, Pahal.
So
Would you
same
like to ask me?
thing. My exams are around. Didn't have time to go through the videos.
अच्छा चलो वीडियोस नहीं देखेंगे न्यूज़पेपर कैन पढ़ हम लोग पढ़ सकते हैं डेली कैन वी रीड वन बिजनेस न्यूज़पेपर and
Yes, sir.
3-4 news articles क्योंकि ultimately financial market is all about socio-political economic event etc. So just ask me any
Yes.
question about current affair.
So actually, foundation CA foundation exams are around, and really didn't have time to do anything.
Okay, no problem. So I repeat the same thing what I just said to Anita. This group will be there. I mean,
Yes,
if
sir.
you can give some time, Because ultimately, see, you are
Yes, sir.
investing time, your parents are investing money, we are also investing emotions with all of you.
Yes, sir.
So make sure that you come back and focus if possible. Yeah,
तो
let's go.
अभी मैंने न्यूज़ पढ़ी थी, उससे मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहती
Yes,
हूँ
please.
कि
Yes, please.
जो अभी यूएस जो बोल रहा था कि 25% वो और बढ़ा देंगे, तो उन्होंने वो इंडिया और यूएस का मीटिंग कैंसिल करके एंड देन वो कह रहे हैं कि अभी हो गया है कि 25% और बढ़ाएंगे वो टैरिफ। तो वो अभी जो मार्केट गिरा हुआ है अब और गिर जाएगा कि इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए इस टाइम पे?
Okay. So if you follow that news properly, so US did mention that 25% बढ़ाएंगे, एक लॉट भर चुका ऑलरेडी, एक और भरने वाला है प्लस पेनल्टी. बट देन यूएस ट्रम्प और मिस्टर पुतिन का मीटिंग हुआ है डे बिफोर यस्टरडे एंड दे मेंशन दैट अभी हम लोग और टैरिफ नहीं बढ़ाएंगे. सो देयर इज अ फेयर बिट ऑफ एम्बिग्विटी कि वो नेक्स्ट 25% आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, बट पहला 25% तो आ चुका है, तो उसका कुछ नहीं किया जा सकता है. Market has already corrected after that. Now I think market probably will reverse if the next 25% or the penalty which Mr. Trump was suggesting for India, which he has kind of again given a hint कि वो नहीं आएगा because शायद पुतिन ने उनको डांट लगा दी कि ये क्या बदतमीजी कर रहे हो. तो हो सकता है नहीं आएगा, तो वो इंडिया के लिए पॉजिटिव हो सकता है. बट विल इट लीड टू अ सस्टेनेबल पॉजिटिविटी इन इंडिया? आई थिंक जब तक मिस्टर ट्रम्प है, he will not allow a very sustainable bull market in India because he's a psycho. Yeah. So it's difficult time to look at the market from a short-term perspective, but from a long-term perspective, I think it's always a good market to invest.
I
Let's go to
just read a
Ishan.
line of heading, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Yeah, but you need to go a bit deeper. Only one line header is incomplete information. Okay, let's go to Ishan and Vivek Bajaj. Yes, Mr. Bajaj. Any question you guys have? Okay, they don't have any question, as expected. Okay, let's go to Avika. Avika,
So my question was that what are the mistakes that we can avoid during a market crash?
what a beautiful question. Wow. Avika, what's your age?
I'm 13.
Beautiful question. Thank you so much for asking this question. This is the ultimate question of stock market. What is the biggest mistake to avoid when market is crashing? Okay. When market is in a crash mode, the biggest mistake people do is they panic and they try to sell everything what they have without having justification or knowledge of why they had that thing in the first place. Most of the time when people invest in stock market, it is someone told them to invest कि ये stock खरीद लो, neighbor ने बोल दिया, फूफा जी ने बोल दिया, मौसा जी ने बोल दिया, friend ने बोल दिया, उसके चाचा जी ने बोल दिया. Most of the time we invest in stock market after listening to other people. Now when market is in a panic mode, those other people are not available for a phone call. Will you get access to those people who have given you stock ideas when the market is in a panic? No, no one. So finally, what happens? You also panic and you sell those stocks. So the first logical thing to do is do not listen to other people, only buy stocks where you have done your studies, where you have conviction. Second is when there is any panic, evaluate whether that panic is negative for the stock which you hold, because market is falling, but it may not have an impact on the stock which you have bought. Actually, it's a good time to buy more when the market is falling. So you make more money when you buy when the market is falling.
Yeah.
So the common saying is when other people are selling, you buy. When other people are buying, you sell. It is the most logical saying in market. And if you can follow that religiously, you can make a lot of wealth from market. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Ishan, you have question? You have a question for me? Oh no. Now, let's go to who left? Arya is left. Arya is done already, right? Are there two Aryas? No. Oh, okay. The question from Ishan Ivan is why is it risky to assume a company can grow forever at the same rate? What science tells you that assumption is off? You guys use ChatGPT to frame the question. Just kidding. Why is it risky to assume a company can grow forever at the same rate? Because growth cannot be linear. Mathematically, nothing can be linear in real life, right? Either there are, it is everything but linear. ऐसे कुछ कोई भी ऐसे होता लाइफ में कभी भी कुछ ऐसे चलता है क्या नहीं चलेगा ना. It is always cyclical. It will go up or down, go up or down, and whatever. And businesses also goes through disruptions. Disruptions may lead to growth going down significantly. So we can safely presume that growth can never be the same. So you need to be active, you need to be mindful, you need to be very, very cognizant of this fact that there could be risk associated with any business that can emerge anytime, and you need to exit that business. What science tells you the assumption is off? Well, typically the financials, the quarterly performance, the management interviews, the overall performance of that sector gives you a hint that the business is now going off, so you better exit from that business. Okay, we have question from Nishka. Nishka.
Yes, sir. So my question was that, like, if you see, like, if there are anything happening around, like, abhi India Pakistan ka hua tha, so there were oil prices going up and defense prices going up, but that was for a specific time period, and like whoever had bought the stocks of those company were earning profits, but then like how would like someone think कि पहले से कि this situation is going to happen and I have to buy the stocks. So basically the question is how can you get long-term investment when the market is like fluctuating or like when because of unexpected situations people are earning profits and other incomes from market.
Okay, it's a good question. So when you are a long-term investor, uh, you build an hypothesis on any particular stock, sector, theme, whatever the case may be. For example, defense की example लेते हैं. तो एक defense का theme पिछले 5 साल में emerge हुआ when all the countries, including India, they started becoming more self-reliant on defense expenditures. Why? Because the whole world was reliant on few countries, and after Russia-Ukraine war and lot of sanctions against Russia, suddenly world wake up to that reality that anyone can do anything against anyone, right? So if suppose I am as in India, we need to build our defense capabilities. And if we are dependent on countries like US, France, Russia for our arms and bombers, then you are indirectly dependent on them for very critical activity. So that the current government decided that we are going to make it indigenous and try to manufacture all defense or major defense requirement in India itself. Now, the moment you create a hypothesis. And that hypothesis building is when you read a lot, when you see government announcements, when you hear Modi ji, when you hear parliament, when you hear TV, people opinion, you also build up a hypothesis in your mind that yes, it makes sense. And then you invest based on that hypothesis. Now, there will be trigger points when you will make more money when that hypothesis is correct. Like India-Pakistan war happened. No one predicted it. But defense overall is such an important part of any country's working. Protecting the sovereignty of your country is very, very important. So today India-Pakistan happened. Tomorrow, maybe India-China can happen. So that just became a trigger point uh, for that industry. But the 10,000 feet view of defense as an important opportunity in India remains the macro view. So no one made money because India-Pakistan war happened. It just was a coincidence that that happened, and the companies who were supplying such equipment to India defense actually made stock prices went up because people loved the fact that we were able to supply an important critical instruments to our army or our air force so that they could they fought the war quite well. So micro events doesn't play such an important role except that they become triggers. The real thing is to identify those themes which are relevant. And what I want you guys to do is, I want to share the screen. Agnish, you are there? Agnish? Agnish? Agnish, you are there? Yeah, thanks. So what I want you guys to do is, I'm sure you guys have gone through my videos, and please go through these videos. Yeah? Just take one video in a week. This is what you can give, right? For the sake of your family and for the sake of your future. 15 videos here, 7 videos here. So these 15s, I'm sure you would have gone through. 7 videos here, 33 videos here. All I want you is just one video a week, nothing else. Go through it. This will give you a very strong foundation of investing. This will help you to understand how to do analysis of a particular sector. I've taken automobile sector as an example to make you understand how to analyze a sector. And this is multiple themes which I have recorded, short 20-minute, 15, 20-minute videos. But these themes will give you a perspective of how to identify themes and how to capitalize on those themes for whatever you want to do. If you want to do long-term investing, you can do SIP-based investing. If you want to do momentum investing, you can do momentum-based investing. So can you all promise me that you will go through this, not this right now, but at least this 15 plus 7, 22 plus 33, which is 55 videos over a period of 1 year, 52 weeks, 55 videos. Can you promise me? I'm sure you guys must have done some of these. Yeah. And if you want, what we can do is every month we can have the Zoom call and you guys can ask me questions around these videos. This theme, I discussed this theme. In fact, what you should ideally do is, if you like any particular theme, you can pick that theme, go deeper inside that theme, right? That will help you to become an expert in one theme, and your future career could be around that theme. Like अगर तुम पाइपलाइन इंडस्ट्री के बारे में सुन रहे हो और पाइपलाइन के बारे में और डिटेल में जाना है, या रिच इंडिया, रिसाइकलिंग इंडस्ट्रीज, बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स, इन्वेस्टमेंट थीम, बहुत सारे मैंने थीम्स रिकॉर्ड कर रखे हैं. तो अगर आप एंड दीज आर नॉट अ वेरी डीप रिकॉर्डिंग्स, दीज आर वेरी ऊपर लेवल पे मैंने कॉन्सेप्ट बताया. डीप जाने के लिए देन यू विल हैव टू गो, बट एटलीस्ट ऊपर लेवल पे हमको पता लग जाए. इफ वी आर एबल टू हैव अ 10,000 feet view on every theme, we will have a very good, learning journey for investing. और ये ट्रेडिंग वाला जो पूरा सीक्वेंस है ना, ये आफ्टर 22 year old, आफ्टर यू आर डन विथ योर एकेडमिक्स, यू गेट इनटू ऑल दिस. बट अभी नहीं, अभी हमको इसी पे फोकस करना है.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, I can see many people have watched the videos. Thank you. Okay, now let's talk about our action plan. Uh, okay, for the sake of repeat, I may be repeating few things, but I know that we all are busy. We are supposed to be busy. We have other uh, interest areas like our academics, our extracurricular activities, our Instagram, our Snapchat, our Facebook, our YouTube, our shorts. We have so much now to do. And then there is a new world of AI, which is also asking us to do a lot of things like our GPT, our other initiatives. Okay. My point is, if we can give time to all of these things, and I'm sure you're giving time, why can't we just give some time to this thing also? Because ultimately, I believe because you are a generation who has been blessed with multitasking skill set, right? Because you can do Instagram, you can do Facebook, you can do YouTube Shorts, you can go to sports immediately. So that's the unique skill which you guys have been blessed by Almighty God. So if you have that skill set, why don't you add learning of stock market? One thing is mandatory for everyone. Om, listen to me. Om is busy doing his own stuff. It reminds me of me looking at Om. Uh, Vedika, Pehel, Inayata, Rutika, Lasya, and everyone else. Every day, newspaper, one business newspaper, 15 minutes a day. Can you please promise me? This should be your habit. And I like Business Standard because the quality of text there is very good. It's simple to understand. But you can look at any business newspaper which comes in your house and imagine if you are reading business newspaper and your parents are looking at you reading newspaper, they'll be so impressed with you. Oh my God, what has happened to my kid? My baby has grown. Now she's reading or he's reading new business newspaper. Okay, no, that was just a carrot. The real thing is when you start reading business newspaper, okay, Om already news it every day. Om is definitely interact. Uh, you get those terminologies in a newspaper, right? Oh, we need to read newspaper also, huh? Stockage is good. I mean, it's a very summarized form of things, but we need to read newspaper. You get those terminologies which you don't know, and then you immediately go to AI or any other tool. No, don't use Google, just use ChatGPT or any other tool and get an explanation of that terminology. And if you can maintain a copy, a simple copy, where you write that term and with your hand, write the definition of that term which you have learned. Imagine one day, one term of finance you learn from newspaper and 365 days. That means you learn 365 terms. And in your copy, you have that 365 terms mentioned. Why I ask you to write? Because your finger pen-eye coordination with your mind is actually the perfect way to learn things. Okay. And I'm sure you guys do that. I don't have to be a Jnani to tell you all these things. You are probably more intelligent than me. But start that. The power of compounding, which we have learned in finance, the power of compounding works magically in knowledge. Magical in knowledge. In fact, knowledge, it works far more than in finance. Finance, you can still see disruptions in the middle. Few months you'll not make money, few years you may not make money. But in knowledge, every day if you learn new thing, one new thing, the compounding works magical in your life. So can you guys promise me that every day Om is saying he reads newspaper 3 times a week. That's also very good. Increase karo. Maybe 3 times read for half an hour. Every day, 15 minutes. I'm not asking you to read. I'm saying at least go through the broader headlines. And if you like any particular headline, start getting into slightly detail about that particular news. This will help you in your whatever qualification you are getting in your MBA entrance, in whatever you intend to do in life in your future. The habit of reading newspaper early in your life will take you a long way. Om has already promised me he's going to read 5 times a week. And I want all of you, at least 5 times a week should be fine because 5 weekday is good enough for us to read newspaper, right? So newspaper second is, once in a week, one video, just as a fun. Don't take it as if you are doing academics. It's a fun exercise. Make notes while you watch the video. It will help you to remember the concepts which you are learning in the video. And I will ask my team to retain this WhatsApp group so that we guys are in touch. Once in a while, we will do Zoom call and check with each other. Where are we? Are we in touch or not? And in case at any point of time you need any kind of career guidance from me, feel free to connect with me. I'm always there to help you guys in whatever field of career you are looking at. I'll prefer if you discuss finance only with me because that's my core competence. But in case you feel anywhere I can add some value, feel free to connect with me. All right. All right, thank you everyone. So formally, we close this batch. I hope it was a great experience. Your feedback in the group will be highly appreciated. Do mention if at all it has helped you in some way. And our action plan has been clearly penned down. So I'm sure you guys will be sincere enough to follow that. Okay. Thank you and take care of yourself. Stay in touch.
So
Okay.
before
Bye-bye.
we
Yes,
sign
sir.
off, I would just like to share my screen once.
Oh yes,
Uh,
sorry, I
I
missed it.
so
Yes, sir.
guys, all 20 of you, whoever are present today and also who are watching the recordings, I would just kindly request you, obviously your feedback matters to us, and how to do that. Before you sign off from your computer, please leave a feedback in our webpage. So this is
Yeah.
the markets webpage. You need to move your cursor to the mentorship program, and then
After you have logged in, after you have logged
after you
in.
have logged in,
Yeah.
then you need to go to young investors. Okay, you click on this star as because this is the first batch and you're gonna give the feedbacks for the first time. You click on this star. It will lead you to share your feedback, and while clicking on this, you will be sharing your feedback.
Absolutely. Thank you, Agnish, for highlighting this. It really is important. You were the first batch, and for me also, it was an experiment to teach youngsters like you. We really enjoyed both Iti and Suchi. We were very high. Smita ji, we really loved interacting with all of you. But the real value will come when we see one of you become Warren Buffett or a female Warren Buffett, whatever. Thank you, Agnish, for ever supporting, and I'm expecting all 20 of you at least immediately to submit your feedback there. And obviously, people who are watching the recording will do so as well. Thank you, Agnish. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.